Hey guys, welcome back. So today I have a review video for you on the brand new Urban Decay Naked 3 palette. And this just got to me in the mail, I believe it was yesterday. I ordered it the day it came out, but I didn't order until lunchtime, and I think some girls ordered like right when it came out, and maybe that's why I got mine a little bit later. Maybe I was kind of further back in line. I'm not sure, but you may have already seen some reviews on this palette, but I know that you guys really enjoy my palette review videos. That's what you've told me. So I thought I would go ahead and do one also and just kind of share my thoughts and opinions on it. And I'm going to go over all the same things I do in all my palette review videos. So I'm going to talk about pricing, packaging, pigmentation, how they apply, how they blend, the wear time of them, swatch myself up for you guys, and then I'm also going to, I don't know why I said it like that, I'm going to compare it to the Naked 1 and the Naked 2, and then also the Lorac Unzipped palette. So I'm going to kind of talk about this palette specifically, but then also what it's like in comparison to other palettes that I've just mentioned. So yeah, I have a lot to cover, so let's jump right on in. Okay, the price of this palette is $52, and you get 12 eyeshadows, and they look like this. So you get the 12 eyeshadows that are each, I just looked this up, 1.3 grams each. So that's nice, that's a good value. And then you get a dual-ended brush that I'll show you in just a second. And then it also came with this little packet of eyeshadow primers, which I was kind of bummed that this is what they sent as the little kind of extra freebie, because it used to be in a little tube, and I'm far more likely to use that just because it's more convenient, and I'm just not very likely to use these little pouches. I'm bad about just leaving them and forgetting them and then eventually throwing them away when they're probably old and nasty. So I think that's kind of a bummer that that's what they gave us, but you know, whatever on that. But anyway, it's nice that you get the 12 eyeshadows with the dual-sided brush. The packaging on this palette is actually really cute. This is what the outside looks like. So it comes in this box, and you've got all the shadows listed there, so that's nice. So you can see what colors it's coming with. And it's also showing you that you do get the different samples of the various kinds of primer potion. So that's cool that you kind of get like different options, but I still don't like that they didn't give us a little tube. But anyway, those are listed there as well, so just know that. And this is what the outside looks like, as opposed to the old ones, the Naked 1 and Naked 2, they came in kind of a clear plastic, which was neat. But I think this is fine too, so, you know, it's just the outside packaging. And then the actual packaging of the box itself, or the palette itself, is very similar to the Naked 2. In that it's kind of this hard metal or hard plastic. I'm never sure what is this? I don't even know. It's something hard and tinny feeling. But I like palettes like this because it has structure and like it's not gonna break, but not too heavy. So I really like the packaging of it. But then it's also got this kind of rippling, sort of like ribbony sort of a look to it. So I think it's pretty. I like the packaging a lot. And then on the inside, you don't have any wasted space. It's just like, here are the shadows, and here's the brush, which I really like. I don't like when palettes have a lot of extra fluff and whatever, and then it's just wasted space. This is just tried and true, there's the stuff you paid for. And it's similar to, it's exactly like the other ones basically, so I like that a lot. And then as far as the brush that you get, it is a dual-ended brush. On this, let's see, this side first, it's a flat shader brush. So that's nice. Similar to, I believe, the one that came in the Naked 2 palette. I'll compare that. But then this other side is kind of like a MAC 217, except it's more dense. So I think it could be a blending brush, but I think it's going to be a little challenging to use because it seems a little bit too dense. That's my thought on this. So that's what you get in the packaging. Okay, now we're going to go over the shades in the palette. So we're going to start at the top. This is Strange, Dust, Burnout, Limit, Buzz, Trick, Nooner, Liar, Factory, Mugshot, Dark Side, and Blackheart. So you do get kind of a nice combination of different types of shades in the palette. I really like that. The different mattes that you get are, let's see, Strange, Limit, and then Nooner right here. So I like that they gave you a matte brow bone highlight and then also some great kind of in-between sorts of browns that are good for transition shades and then also blending out those darker colors. So I really like that they gave us a little bit more option in this palette as opposed to the other Naked. So I think that's a step up. So anyway, these are the shades, so let's go on to swatches. Okay, so here are the swatches. So we're gonna start at the top here. This is Strange, Dust, Burnout. See, there's Burnout, Limit, Buzz, Trick, Nooner, Liar, Factory, Mugshot, Dark Side, and Blackheart. So there are all of the swatches. Really pretty shades. They do swatch really well, but I will tell you there is a lot of fallout with the kind of glittery, shimmery shadows. So not as bad when I was swatching, but when I was applying them to my eyes, yikes. This morning it was kind of difficult, but then when I went to kind of reapply and touch up before doing this video, it was like Fallout City. I had to wipe away a bunch of it with a brush and then take out my concealer and try to do some fixing. So that was kind of a bummer because I really thought they improved on the glittery, shimmery shadows and just the formula of them, but it seems like there's still just some struggles with that in this palette. So they are pretty, but that just is a factor to think about. So anyway, here are the shades and the swatches so you can kind of see what you think. Okay, now I wanted to do kind of a side-by-side comparison between the Naked 3 and the Lorac Unzipped palette. So you can just kind of compare them there. There are some similarities. They both kind of have that pinky rose gold tone to them, but I will say I think that the Naked 3 seems to have much more of a pinky side of rose gold, whereas the Lorac Unzipped seems to have more of like an orangey side of rose gold, so slightly more warm toned than the Naked 3. There are similarities as far as you get some light shades, you get some dark shades, but they're surprisingly not super similar. I thought that they would be a lot more similar than they are. But they are different. And I also noticed that the Lorac Unzipped didn't seem to swatch very nicely when I was just swatching these, but I love this palette and I know how nicely it applies to the eyes. So swatches can be deceiving. This one doesn't swatch as well, but it applies beautifully. This one swatches pretty nicely, but it's a little bit more trouble to work with on the eyes. So there are the two side by side, so you can just kind of see how similar and or different you think they are. And I think that they definitely are different. And then in comparison to the Naked 1 and Naked 2, Naked 3 is definitely very different. This one's Naked 1 right here, and it's just a warm toned neutral palette. And here's Naked 3. So this is definitely a rosy pinky toned neutral palette. I will say it seems like Naked 1 just has so much more versatility, that you have, you know, coppers, golds, gunmetal, black, all that kind of stuff going on, so you can do just so many different looks. Whereas this is just kind of more pinky rosy looking. I mean, it's very similar. All the shades are kind of in that same color family. So it just seems like there's not going to be as much versatility with this palette. And then in comparison to the Naked 2, let me grab that one. And this one is just definitely more of a cool toned neutral palette. And this one has, in my opinion, less versatility than the Naked 1 does. It does have different colors and different color families, but they seem to be kind of in the same depth of color. They don't seem to all be like, you have super light, super dark, in between. It's kind of a lot of the same sort of range of colors. And then I feel like this is kind of the same scenario, that you've got a lot of different rosy shades. And it seems like a lot of them are kind of those middle shades, you know? That's kind of what I observe in these. Okay, overall thoughts and opinions. I'm honestly kind of underwhelmed, and I'm really surprised that I am. I really thought I was gonna love this palette. You guys know I love Urban Decay. I was really excited for this palette to come out. I play with Urban Decay shadows all the time. They're my favorite shadows. Favorite brand for shadows. And I love my Naked 1 and Naked 2, especially the Naked 1. That's the one I play with the most. But I just feel like the shades in those are so buttery and creamy. They blend really nicely. They have a little bit of fallout, but nothing major. Whereas I feel like these, they're just kind of like, the ones that I've played with, they're kind of chunky. While they look beautiful in the pan and the swatches are pretty nice, it seems like a lot of the beautiful color that you see here doesn't really get to your eyes that way. So much of the pretty color just kind of like poof, like flies away and falls off right onto your face. So that's not fun. I'm gonna keep playing with it. You guys know that my opinions about palettes a lot of times change the more I play with them. I figure out how to use it better. So I'm gonna keep playing with it. So keep watching, watch my Friday favorites. I'll let you know there what I'm thinking after a while of playing around with it more. But so far, I don't hate it, but I'm underwhelmed. As far as these two go, I don't know. This is up to you. I would say, do you like more pinky tones or do you like more orangey side of rose gold? As far as the formula, these are way better. They blend way better. It's just easier to work with this palette. So overall, I would say this one. I do like the colors in this one. If I can make this one work, I do like the colors that are in it. But for right now, this is my pick. Alright guys, so that is my overall review of the Naked 3 palette. I hope this video was helpful for you. Please give it a thumbs up if it was. Please subscribe if you're new to my channel. I do a lot of these kind of review videos, so if you're looking for these types of videos, I do a lot of them. Leave questions down below. I'm happy to answer those for you, and I will see you in the next video.